Welcome to the 5th ticket. Let me give you a little tour here. Got that door? All right. So coming on in here, it's our host stand. And then our dining room. What's cool about the dining room is we still have a nice service bar that you can set out over there. You got a beautiful view of the kitchen and all that exposed brick over here. Because it's an open kitchen, we spend a lot of time on the decor in it and money. Those guys prepping now. The chef's table if it's available. We call it that because it's right off the kitchen. You got your own little deck there. Got full with AC because we never used to have that and it's miserable. So yeah, it can seat up to 16 in here and it's obviously a beautiful room. Then after dinner or even before, you can come out here into the piano bar. A bit of a mess right now. But we have live entertainment here on Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays. Usually Friday nights is Kathy Stock, but she's taking a little bit of a break the next couple of weeks. Tonight is Mike Hancock by the looks of things. Out here it's mostly local beers, great cocktails that Andrew Daw mostly comes up with. Again, you get the exposed brick out here, live music, and what's awesome about a piano bar is live music is not so loud that you can't still have a conversation and have a nice little date night or catch up with some friends. That's what we call the hot tub or VIP booth, whatever. Once you get through here, we also have a private events room. We just had an event yesterday, so it's set up more for a stand-up cocktail reception. It's cool, we got 2 beautiful murals done by Scott Pinn in Lab City. Again, we got that exposed brick up here. That brick's over 100 years old, I was told, so on this side. And another mural over there. And if you ever look in the book, you just give us a call.
When I did this, I didn't realize how much could go wrong. When you're into manufacturing, there's a lot of risks. There's a lot of checks and balances, and when you're a new entrepreneur, I think the best thing about an entrepreneur is you're so positive all the time, but you really are almost too positive at the beginning. You think that you're invincible. And I totally fit that profile, and I'm thinking, oh my God, people believe me when, and believed in me and helped me when my business is really in a high risk industry. 95% of beauty brands fail in the first 5 years. So I think that people just need to really look at what the product is that you're trying to sell, what the solution is that the product has, and where the industry is right now. So for example, if somebody was going to go into beauty, it would have to be something very unusual because there's so many natural brands out there that they're a dime a dozen. So what's going to separate you? I think people you have to have that entrepreneurial spirit to take the risk, but you also need to have mentors that, bring you back to reality when your head is up in the clouds. And luckily, I've had lots of mentors that they don't have any problem bringing me down to earth. So you really need to speak to people, and you need to realize that, the economy goes bad. The oil downturn here in Newfoundland had a major effect on my business. Things that you have no control over are going to happen. So you have to have safety nets built in. And if you truly believe in your brand and you're married to it, then you have to make sure that no matter what happens, it's like a marriage, that you don't give up and that you keep plugging forward. When you're at the worst point in your life, the silver cloud is like right there and you don't see it. That's where you really need to focus and suck it up and continue on.
This is the first $1 Jiffy cabs ever made. It was collected from passenger Doris Freak by driver Tony Stamp about 8:30 a.m. Monday, October 31st, 1988. And was from 24 Atlantic Avenue to CEIC RHQ 167 Kemount Road. First and my dad worked together at the provincial or at the federal government, and Doris was a longtime friend of my dad, and so I guess he told her that it was opening up, and she called first thing. I'm assuming, because that 24 Atlantic Avenue, that is her home address, and that Kemount Road, that's where they were working. This place was always, my dad always owned this place. It wasn't always the office. It was just further down the street at the original location, and then we moved down here once we closed that up shop up there. You can see here, this is probably one of the longest standing employees. That's Harry Chipman here. And back when Dad was running it, it was a shirt and tie taxi stand. It's not as formal anymore, but I mean, we can always make it back that way. When Dad started Newfound, he started it here. Newfound was in the basement and all the office work was done up here as well, so it was a two-company operation. Well, since he sold it there about a year and a half ago, they've been moved out of here and they're over on, I believe, Thorburn Road or something like that. There used to be a restriction on how many taxis you could have on per stand, but then Dad skirted the regulations by opening up another taxi stand in a numbered company's name, owned by his friend, and da-da-da-da-da. The rules and regulations were changed, so then he was able to do it above board and have two companies operating under the same owner. And that's what it was, just a way to bring in more money to support the Buren operation. And then when he sold it was the same reason. He sold it to make money to pay for the Buren stuff. So I guess it was back when I was in high school that he started that up. And he did it on the little hush-hush at first, but then, you know, it went legit. And he was allowed to have more than one taxi stand and more than 100 licenses. So.
And we have spent a lot of money because a lot of the research that we do, a lot of it's done in-house, but we also use NRC research labs because for instance, we're doing cancer research. We use seaweed, looking at the properties in seaweed. We make the crude extracts in-house, and then for all the animal studies, we use the NRC labs in the PEI, and we need to use equipment to get molecular structures, and now we're actually synthesizing a product. So we need to have a lot of cash to do that. Well, we have another lab, a much larger one for the biomonitoring, but that's being used all the time, and we deal with different chemicals and different ones. So we keep the fish separate from seaweed.
What particular seaweed is this?
Oh, we don't give the names of our seaweeds. That's proprietary. She's cleaning the seaweeds here. What do you do over here with this instrument here?
Oh, that's for evaporating the extracts.
Oh, that's for evaporating the extracts. We have to make it dry. Then we put it in the freeze dryer.
There's a few steps before we get there, too.
I don't know the procedures and all that, so I'll leave that up to them.
Hi, my name is Nancy Healy. I'm the CEO of the St. John's Board of Trade, your go-to place for business. If you have a pain point, we want to know about it. We have a Director of Business Solutions waiting to help you. Give us a call at 726-2961.
This portion of Entrepreneur Nailed has been brought to you by Hickey's Timber Mart, Big Red Electric, and Dream Kitchens.
Hickey's Timber Mart for all your home construction and renovation projects, offering fast next-day delivery and Air Miles Reward Miles too. Hickey's Timber Mart, Harbor Main, CBS, and Torbay Road.
My name is Heather Regular. I'm the owner of Green Kitchen, and we're located on 47 Harvey Road. Our values are to provide our customers with delicious plant-based foods while being environmentally friendly, health conscious, and compassionate. We've been in business for 2 months now. With the help of the YMCA, they helped us plan our business plan and answering any questions we had along the way.
Well, my most inspirational person in my early life would be my grandmother. She's always been there to take me in when I've needed it. I've lived with her for long periods of time. When I went to university, she supported me by paying my rent. She's always been a phone call away when I need her. Even now, like, I'm so busy, like it kind of hurts me sometimes because I don't connect with her enough, but I was fortunate enough to see her 2-3 weeks ago when I was doing my trip to Halifax because she lives in Moncton, so we drove up to Moncton. I got to see her then. So she's always been a positive light in my life. Like, whenever anything goes bad, I know she's always going to be there, her along with my father. So that's definitely, in terms of my personal life, she's been a huge inspiration for me. And she's, I think, 80, she won't want me to tell her age, but she's still super active in her own life, and she's still going, and, you know, if she can do it, I can do it, right? Yeah, I mean, that's awesome. We're fully booked every Friday, Saturday. I mean, again, like I mentioned earlier, we're way up this January over last January, already 40%, and we've been rocking this week, so it's pretty cool. Like, Can't get a table in here, which is a good problem. And we keep the piano bar for walk-ins only, which we only do a bar menu in the piano bar. Yeah, so it's crazy because last year we were up 30% over the year before, year over year. And this year, so far, we're up 40% over the last year. So steady increases, right? I think we're finally becoming like part of the places to be and go. But it takes time to develop a reputation.
I think the biggest influence on my life has been Patrick Quinlan. I think that he's influenced a lot of people in this area. He was a bit of a rock star here. You know, he was super motivated. He was super cool. He just had that charisma that just when he walked in a room, you knew that he was there. And I'd have to say Robin too. Robin's younger than me. Robin's looking after Quinlan's now. But you know, Pat sort of trained him in over the last few years, the past 20 years, and they've been really an influence because they've shown us that you can develop a successful business in Newfoundland and Labrador, and it can be exported worldwide. Like, that's really exciting. So the fishery, I can see that because we have the history with the fishery. But when you look at Newfoundland and you look at the beautiful botanicals we have, the boreal forest, the land, the sea botanicals, we have an opportunity to sell something to the world that is better. Like, our skincare is better because our botanicals are better. And I think that if I never had to see Pat Quinlan have the guts to drive trucks and work 13, 14 hours a day and, you know, live hard and love hard and work hard, then I don't think I would be doing what I'm doing because I wouldn't know if it was possible.
Inside here is a great spot. I mean, there's space for everyone. It's kind of like a home, but ultimately I need more of an office, not a home. So everything under one roof just makes it all a lot simpler for us. The girls will be taking care of the books for the taxis and not only the new garage as well. So we kind of need the more space, the newer space, more updated space, functional is probably the best word to use, a functional space.
And it's busy, you know, in here flat out. And, you know, Fridays and Saturday nights, most times you're here with 5 or 6 sheets of work in front of you. And I have to have a second dispatcher here because we're that busy on the weekends that is not, you know, not just one person can do it, right? And you're constantly calling somebody downtown, Duckworth, East Queens Road, across Northeast, the Hollett, around the mall, right? And all the time saying, Jiffy, it's surprising myself every time, right? On how much work I can do on an 8-hour shift, right? And how many calls you take and all the different people that we talk to, because again, you know, you're talking, you don't know who you're talking to on the phone, really, right? Could be anybody. Jiffy Hams. Whatever, thank you. Next on three. I have the power here with the foot pedal to cut anybody off, right? No matter who's talking, I can cut anybody off. And it just, all I hear is me, right? So if some guys are there or somebody tries to talk back or talking back and forth to each other, or if there's something going on the radio that I can't hear the passengers on the phone, just put my foot down there and cut everybody off.
Hi there, my name is Joshua Green and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Misa Smart Thermostats. The Misa Smart Thermostat is the first smart thermostat for homes that have electric baseboard heating. With Misa, you can use your smartphone to control your heating system from anywhere in the world to make sure that you're saving on energy and being the most comfortable in your home. Looking for financing in the early days of a business is really tough, and it's really important that you look for partners that trust you and that believe in you. They need to believe in your product, but more importantly, they need to believe in you. For us, Futurepreneur was that organization. The $15,000 loan from Futurepreneur was really instrumental because we were able to leverage it to get other sources of financing through the government or through private equity, but it was really important in the early days.
This portion of Entrepreneur Nell has been brought to you by Hot Tub Pros, Canadian Energy, and Home Shield Insulation.
Hey, this is Dave from Hot Tub Pros. Welcome to our brand new location, 835 Topsail Road, Mount Pearl. Hot Tub Pros, your exclusive dealer for beachcomber hot tubs and Spa Marvel, the revolutionary all-natural hot tub water treatment. We're excited and are celebrating our new location with an amazing sale event. Ask us about our 6 months, 0 deposit, 0 interest, and 0 payment event. Up to $5,300 in savings. Hot Tub Pros, 835 Topsail Road, Mount Pearl.
Entrepreneur Nell would like to congratulate Massage Ninja on their new business endeavors. Look out for Massage Ninja, mobile massage unit in your neighborhood.
Working on a medicine for dogs, and Rush is the reason why we're working on that, because I found out from his vet that there's a bacteria that dogs get that is very difficult to deal with. So we went looking for it, and we found an extract from a seaweed that actually cures the bacteria that causes the infection. And it's dogs, cats, and dairy cows gets it. So we're going to be doing work on both. I'm looking at doing a proof of concept now for the dogs and the dairy cows. I have the medicine made up, it's done, and it's been tested now in the base, so it's almost ready to go. It'll save a lot of dogs' lives.
I gotta go pick up some dresses at Sully after if you, yeah, because they do all our dresses for the girls, which is pretty cool. That's another thing is we support local in every, like, as much as we can in every capacity, right?
There's drinks you can and drinks you can't have. And some of the ones that you really don't want to have are the most important ones. It's like yesterday when we were at lunch, if like Jeremy Bonio was like, brought out like a special bottle of wine,
yeah.
I'd very well sit there and be like, no, I'm sorry, like I've got this or that to do, you know, and it's that like one-off thing.
You have
not like
to.
you can replace it with another glass of wine.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, sort of like, okay, all right.
We were at Merchant yesterday, and his friends at the chef there, they're all friends obviously, but he brought out moose tataki, because he's worked with some Japanese chefs and stuff, so he's got some influence there, and it's not on the menu or anything, but it was so good.
Yeah, and we're in the wheelhouse of
yeah.
I think kind of of the things we like to eat.
Yeah, and what we kind of do here too, so that's what separates us from other people.
Oh my God, yes, we'll definitely get a picture, and I'll send you some pictures of the packaging that I've chosen for it. It's the same color as the Wish Foundation blue. It's beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, it would be. So we'll have to set up a photo shoot for them. Okay, great. Awesome. Thank you so much, Edie. Have a great day, and I hope your sore throat gets better. Awesome, I really appreciate you guys helping me too. We're not really selling a product. Really, we're selling an experience. So when a woman buys this product, she's buying the goodness of, you know, hand-picked botanicals. She's buying the promise that it was made, you know, on site. And, you know, she's also buying the idea that it's better for her skin and it's actually still going to do something. It's not a mass product. So, like when you're looking at all the competition out there, the brand promise is really important, because if you don't have a good promise to your client, there's no trust, and it doesn't do anything, then, you know, the person's not going to buy that second jar of cream. People buy a promise. They buy the beauty promise. Everyone wants to feel beautiful. They want their skin to look better.
Literally, I asked my friend who's a real estate agent to come look for a building for me, a new garage space, and he said this one is available. I knew exactly where it was. I came and looked at it, and it was just the ideal location for us to move in. Lots of parking for all our cabs, centralized location, which is huge. I mean, it's a well-known garage as it is now, which it will be now coming out in the future as well. We're waiting for approval now from council to have the zoning changed. There was a specific text amendment that needed to be amended to allow us to have a taxi stand operating out of here, not an actual stand, a dispatch center, because we can have an office in here all day, but we really want to move to dispatch up here, have everything under one roof. It's just way more convenient to have everything there, do all our own maintenance and stuff like that. It's a perfect spot. I mean, it's 6,000 square feet. You can't argue with that, right? Big enough spot. So this is the inside. 6,000 square feet. Everything that we're ever going to need should be able to be done out of here. I mean, we don't really need to expand much more than this yet, but certainly this is the right step in the right direction if we want to. A little bit of paint, should be brand new.
Well, you've heard it all before, but knowledge is power. Marketing trends are evolving constantly. Some have been around for years, while others are just a few months old. But the Rocket Killer campaign, you need to consider the past, learn from history, and then forecast for the future. Our team brings that classic knowledge, and we have our finger on the pulse of what's next. It's knowledge that brings us together and keeps us looking forward. And why? To help our clients, our team, and our community to grow. And for us, that's what it means to brand better.
This portion of Entrepreneur Nell has been brought to you by Freshie, Cooper's Heating Solutions, and Bins on Demand.
As busy entrepreneurs, our well-being has a major impact on our business success. Your health affects your ability to work, to make good business decisions, and to be your most creative self. Neglecting it can have a major impact on business success. Incorporate self-care into your business strategy. Schedule time for you. Take vacations. Focus on good health choices. Make physical activity a priority. Investing time and money in your health and well-being is essential for long-term business growth and personal success.
When are we going to start parking cars over here?
Okay. As they,
Need a hand or anything?
No, as they come by,
Yeah.
like on their phones, call Stan, tell them, they will park the cars here, see you park them here, I'll taxi them back and forth.
Yeah.
That way, most of them roll.
Yeah. Actually, get them on most on shift change then.
Yeah. I'm just going to grab all the other keys on the cars are up there and get them on.
If you need to hand it to me,
No.
I got a few drivers there.
No problem.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Stevie.
Yeah, thanks.
So Stevie, he runs the garage operation now and will be coordinating all the maintenance and stuff like that. He's also got a couple cars on up at the stand, so he'll be able to get his work done here as well. He's a good guy. He always worked for my dad. I mean, at least 10, 15 years he's been working for my dad, or was working for my dad before I took over.
What we've discovered is even though our dining room is pretty profitable right now because our utilization rate of the dining room is pretty high. We're booked up like 4 or 5 nights of the week, and the other 2 nights is still almost a full seating in each. We're having a lot of issues with the other side of the building. I got a meeting with the landlords again today, see if they'll let us cut off the virus or the whatever you want to say, whatever is sinking us, the anchor on the other side. And if they don't, I mean, what do? You can't operate at a loss, right? So it's business, and the only other option is to find something smaller or just close it up and move on, even though this has been really successful in the last year.
Hi Cindy, my name is Lisa Walsh. I'm calling from Indigena Skincare, and my company and a local blogger we're collaborating on launching a perfume product, natural, around Valentine's Day, and we wanted to involve Humane Services and give a percentage of our proceeds to your cause. Every year we do something and we donate a sizable amount of money to one cause, so we can make a bit of a difference. So the Humane Services, Amanda Greeley, who has a blog, Amanda and Nola, she's very big into trying to help out the local services. She's been a volunteer for years. So she decided that this is what she wanted to do as a collaboration with the brand. So I think it's really good, and it sends the right message to our clientele, who are all pretty much, cruelty-free, and they believe in what we're doing. And it's important to people when they're buying something to know what the brand promises are from the people that are making the product.
he decided he's going to cool off. Yeah, what's really good in the last few days, they finished developing the technology to synthesize the molecule. So now we can make the molecule artificially. And we can make lots of it. We can mass produce it for drug development. Well, when it goes into clinical trials with humans, it's several years in human clinical trials. But I have an appointment with the Minister of Health because I'm going to ask him if he allow the clinical trials to be done here in Newfoundland so that people in Newfoundland will have access first. We're not there yet, but we're almost there.
Production support of this program has been brought to you by Concrete Products.